So Mr. Graham has finally had enough of hearing Kendrick Lamar's "Not Like Us." Imagine being told that you are not part of the culture so many times that your only recourse is to now sue an entire record label over it. They say the pen is mightier than the sword. Well then, Drake better be like Highlander himself or Beatrix Kiddo from Kill Bill and expeditiously take the head off UMG accurately, or it's curtains for Drake. I mean, really look at the situation as he's negotiating with UMG. He's getting bodied like Beyoncé by Backpacker from Compton. Who's being represented by the same interested party? Funny thing though, I have a feeling that the word hypocrite will be used rather frequently during this latest legal dialogue from the Toronto 69 God. If you're going to go after a machine for what you feel is unfair bias, then you better know that the same machine's customers, us, do not quickly forget that at one point, this entire country was captivated by Drake mania. Remember that at one time, everything, and I mean everything, Drake took a breath on was certified platinum or gold for a decade. Drake was the guy for a long time, and people swore he was the god of hip-hop for a long time. I have to ask myself now, did the same thing he's accusing UMG of doing with Kendrick actually be used for him when he wanted to release music? Payola? Bad business practices? Unfair treatment to its customers and artists? If this goes bad for Drake, it's over for him. But if he can put even a shed of truth to these accusations, you can bet your sorry ass that he won't be the only one going after UMG. More will follow for lost wages and more. But there's something about this that really bothers me. Why didn't Drake sue Kendrick directly for calling him a PDF and make Kendrick pay for his choice of words? He could have made Kendrick's life miserable behind this song, but I guess he has bigger fish to fry with the label releasing the song to begin with. I mean, really think about the ramifications behind this song and the irreparable harm that could have arisen from this song. Drake was Drake already, but now he's known worldwide for being associated with unspeakable acts with minors, and UMG, according to Drake, is responsible. In a separate lawsuit is saying that the label UMG is responsible for slander, in affect for confirming by approval of the song that Drake is associated with said actions. And let's, before anyone calls me a Drake fan or Kendrick fan, understand that I have no dog in this fight. In transparency, you must be equal to facts and possibilities with the same issue on both sides, so I'll try and give equal opinions as time carries on. Drake wants to see the numbers for how NLU was able to eclipse some of Drake's long-standing records for singles and streaming data. NLU did numbers we probably will never see reached again, and all of this could have possibly been done to shut Drake's momentum down so that he loses leverage in renegotiations of a new deal with UMG, which, if true, would be diabolical from the label's perspective. From my understanding of this situation, Drake's beef is mainly sitting on the doorstep of UMG, who now has to account as to how NLU was able to perform the way it did, as quickly as it did, without the use of illegal means, bots, and payola, to name a few. As part of a RICO case against UMG, who is currently locked into a contract with Drake. This is going to get messy, people. Prepare for lots of money to be on the line on both ends, lots of discovery evidence. Be prepared for Kendrick to possibly be called as a character witness and have to possibly explain the song to the world for a jury to decimate and have. If you thought the YSL trial lingered longer than its original expiration date, if you thought that trial was exhausting, try being a jury getting called in to hear this shit. Picture this, y'all. Kendrick Lamar in court, having to break down all of the hidden gems inside of NLU, and Drake coming to the realization that he's now found out that he was dissed in the most disrespectful way inside the song from the creator's own mouth than having info fed to him by industry insiders. All to prove that he may have been unjustly screwed by the distribution company responsible. There is a possibility, small in probability, but a possibility regardless, that executives at UMG could have colluded with the good folks over at TDE to artificially inflate and boost the numbers for the song upon its release, leading everyone within the industry, asking with its respective figureheads, to believe that the song was bigger and popular than was initially believed. therefore dropping the value of Drake and his projections for income in the future based on the fact that UMG allowed this song to not only be played at nauseam, but in a weird way, tried to make it appear as if Drake's image had taken a major gut punch with the wording and accusations in the song. If any of what I'm about to say if true, then shame on UMG for playing dirty. If Drake's lawsuit has merit in regards to the inflation and payola, it could be the end of UMG as we know it. This isn't the same artists that just took what they were hand-fed from the major labels. This is a different climate. And if the big labels are going to jerk artists around, you better know someone is going to pay. Meanwhile, there is another very interesting question I have in all of this. How did NLU ever see airplay to start with? Stay tuned for part 2.